Hey team, welcome to our Thursday night call for the third time. Can we hear me? Yeah?
hmm
Yay! All right. So I have no rank advancements. I have no top coaches. I have none of that fun stuff because tonight's call is just really a hard dose of reality because it has to be discussed. I gave a pre-warning before our 5 bajillion start overs that if you can't handle tough love, then you probably need to get off this call. And if you get off this call, that kind of shows me you're not 100% committed to the business right now. So why are we having this call tonight? Because in January, we added 84 coaches. In February, we added 89 coaches. We have 1 week left of the month, and we've only added 46 coaches. That's not even close to half. That's about half of what we added last month. And some people are like, you know what? I've invited and they said no. Or I've invited and they haven't read my message. But that, I'm sorry, is a bunch of excuses, and that's what we're going to talk about tonight. In February, we had 67 people on the Success Club board, with 26 of them locking in Success Club 5. This month, we have 37 on the board, and only 7 people, including myself, have locked it, including myself and my husband. So I'm really going to only say 5 people have locked in Success Club. That is not acceptable. That means we're not doing what we need to be doing. And if you're like, well, Success Club does not determine the success of my business, I am sorry, but you are wrong. And I'm going to talk about that in just a couple minutes. So the topic of tonight's call is you can either have excuses or success, but you can't have both. You have to decide right here, right now, if you are in this business. And if you're not, and you have coaches underneath you, do me a favor, quit. Let those coaches go up to your upline and join right back under if you just want the discount, because it's not fair to your team. But you have to decide excuses or success. I'm sorry, but you cannot have both. So it's either put one to the side and be successful, or keep making those damn excuses and never have success in your business. But you have to make the decision if this is what you want to do. You have to pick one, but you can't have both. And there is a reason you're not seeing success in your business. You can blame it on your upline. You can blame it on your coaches. You can blame it on your contact list. You can come up with every excuse in the book. But at the end of the day, you are not successful because you choose to not be successful. The common excuses I hear in this business are, I'm too busy. When I started Beachbody, I was going to school full-time. I was taking 6 classes, and I was in my final year of my senior year getting my bachelor's. I was doing a 20-hour internship. I was working 40 hours a week. I was planning a wedding, and I was commuting 2 hours, 5 days a week. I was busy, but I still made my business work. Guess what? I gave up Grey's Anatomy. I gave up my lunch breaks. When I was in the bathroom, guess what? I was probably answering some of your messages. I did whatever I needed to do to be successful, and guess what? My husband and I now work from home, and we can just leave on the drop of a dime and go enjoy lunch and not have to worry about it. Why? Because I made the sacrifice then. Another one, my husband thinks this is a joke. Yeah, so did mine, but guess what? He's now working from home because I proved to him that this wasn't a joke. My favorite one, no one's replying. Who gives a shit? If you let that stop you, guess what? You're never going to be successful in this business. People are not going to reply to you all day long. And I can pretty much guarantee you all of my coaches that are underneath me probably never replied to half of my messages until they were ready to do this. I'm not fit. Hello, either am I. I'm not fit. Nope, I've gained 20 pounds in the last year, but I'm still very successful in this business. That's not an excuse. Life has gotten in the way. Guess what? Life is always going to be in the way. And if you let that be an excuse, you're never going to be successful in anything that you do in your business or in your life. Life is always going to be here. Guess what? It's not going anywhere. And if it does, I'm sorry to face it, but you're no longer alive. So life is always going to be here. All right, so it's self-evaluation time, and this is where I'm about to get really real with you. So I don't need you guys to comment in the chat. I need you to either write it down on your notepad that you have with you, answer in your head, and be 100% true with yourself, because this is a real hard reality check. So first, do you really want answers, or do you want excuses? How many of you have gone to your upline before and been like, you know what, this has been a really hard month for me. Can you help me figure out what I want and what I need to be doing? Half the time, you're not looking for an answer. You're looking for a validation for the excuse of why you've had a hard month. So if you're coming to your upline and you're asking questions, do you really want to hear their answer, or are you just really hoping that they'll validate that excuse of why you haven't hit Success Club, why you haven't ranked up, why you've fallen behind in the training, why you haven't worked out in 5 days? If you don't want to hear the answer, don't come to your upline asking them for the truth. A lot of times I feel like I'm like the person for the tough love. I get so many of you that come to me like, Ashley, I need a tough love talk. I give it once and only once. After that one time, I don't give it again, because if you need a pep talk every other month or every couple months or every single month, then that means your heart's not in this and you're not ready to do this. So if you don't want to hear the answer to the question that you're asking, quit asking the question. You're trying to feed yourself excuses for why you're not successful, and you need to get over it. Second, are you making this business a lot more complicated than it needs to be? Chances are you are. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. This business is the most simple thing you will ever have. It is like laid out for you on what you need to do to be successful in this business. 1, invite. 2, be proof of the product. 3, personal development. 4, success club. 5, recognition. Those 5 things are how you're successful in this business. There's nothing more to it. So quit overcomplicating things. Quit overcomplicating your posts. Quit overcomplicating your invites, your pictures. If you are sitting there and you're like spending 40 minutes on a post, guess what? You just wasted probably 44 more minutes of your time than you needed to waste. You can't overcomplicate this business. It is laid out for you. I hear too many times, well, I need to do this, and this. And I'm like, hold the phone. Do you have Success Club points this month? No. Then you need to quit doing this, and this, and you need to focus on the basic. And that's what you need to do. This business isn't hard. You're making it hard. You're making it harder on yourself. So quit complicating it. This next one may sting a little bit, but it's true. Are you making sacrifices? Like I said, when I started this business, I was probably stretched as thin as I could, but I still made it work. If it was 8 o'clock at night, and I'm a Grace fan, I love my Grace, but if it was 8 o'clock at night and Grace was coming on, I hadn't done my personal development or my power hour, guess what? I wasn't watching Grace. I was more committed to my business than I was to watching Grey's Anatomy, because Grey's Anatomy wasn't going to make my business go further. Sometimes you may, and you know what? And I hear sometimes from people, well, I don't want to cut back on things in my life. Well, what are your goals for this business? If your goals for this business are so you can enjoy your life a couple years down the road, then you need to make those sacrifices now. I made those sacrifices then. I didn't always go out with my friends if they invited me after work. I didn't go to the bar after work because I had to go work on my business. I skipped a lot of television shows because my business mattered. And guess what? I'm now working from home and I can watch Grey's Anatomy whenever I want, because I took so many sacrifices to be where I'm at today. So you need to decide if there's sacrifices that you need to make. And if you tell me you're busy, are you really busy, or are you just using that as an excuse? Because chances are, if you're busy, there's 10 minutes here where you're scrolling on Facebook. There's 10 minutes here where you're watching, I don't know, some TV show that's on TV. You're spending 10 minutes watching HGTV. There are times that you are just taking away useless time that you can put into your business. And then I want to bring up the team calls, because the people that are on my calls, you guys are showing me that you're committed. Bill knows every single Thursday I'm pretty much out for the count. I can't help with dinner. I don't help with cleanup. When I do these calls, it takes me roughly about 3.5 hours to prepare for the calls for you guys, because I care about this team and I want to be here for this team. So you better believe every single Thursday I have carved out time for this call. Did I want to be on it today? Hell no. Ask Stephanie Parks. I told her, I said, I may cancel the call. I don't feel good. I don't. I feel like death is upon me, but I am still on this call because I care about you guys. It is time for you to decide if you need to make sacrifices. If your family isn't supportive, you need to sit down with your husband and you need to have a heart to heart and be like, hun, this is what I'm doing. And this is why I'm doing it. If you can help me with the kids from this hour to this hour, and if you can take care of dinner on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday so I can devote that time to my business, I promise in a year or two down the road, it will pay off tenfold, because I will be able to spend as much time with you and the kids as possible. If you have not had that chat with your spouse, it's time that you sit down and you have that chat with your spouse. You have to do it. Next. Do you give yourself an excuse not to start? What bullshit story are you telling yourself? It's true. I hear way too often, well, I don't want to tell my friends and family I'm a coach. Then why the hell did you sign up? If you only signed up for the discount, that's one thing. But if you signed up because you wanted to work the business and you haven't announced you're a coach and it's 5 months down the road, guess what? It's time to get past that crappy ass excuse and it's time to put yourself out there. Oh, I don't want to message so-and-so because what happens if they tell somebody that I'm a coach? I don't want anybody knowing I'm a coach. Why? That baffles me. I don't want it to pronounce I'm a coach because I'm afraid I'm going to hurt some feelings. Who gives a crap? I'm sorry, but other people's opinions don't pay your bills and they don't reward you in the end. You need to decide and you need to get past that fear and that excuse. Who gives a crap what other people think? It's a hard pill to swallow, but you got to do it. My other favorite thing is people like to blame their story. We all have a story. People like to blame their story on why they're not successful. I shouldn't be successful if we're blaming stories. I came from a home that my parents divorced when I was 2. I came from a home where neither of my parents graduated high school. I came from a home where our water and utilities were shut off every single month because we didn't have enough money to pay the bills. I came from a home when I was in college that I had to send money back home for my mom for her cell phone and her water and her utilities so it wouldn't get shut off. I came from a home where when I got kicked out of college, my family said, no, you need to do it on your own. I came from a home where on the age of 19, I was completely on my own, paying my bills, and I've never had anybody help me. If I don't have an excuse of why I can't be successful with that story, then nobody should. You can't use your story as an excuse. You got to get over that. You can be successful if you allow yourself to be successful. Are you taking initiative? And are you doing things without prompt? Are you doing things without your upline telling you to do things? Or are you only posting Throwback Thursday, Transformation Tuesday, presenting the business? When I post in the team page, asking you guys to share a screenshot. We are not here to be your babysitter. We are not here to micromanage you. We are not here to be your boss. We are here to mentor and help you. But you need to take the initiative. You need to be posting these things without any prompt. If you want to be successful, it's time for you to take I can't think of the word, your business by your own hands, basically, and do this on your own. No one's going to guide you and tell you what to do. No one's going to do that. You need to do it on your own. And I'm sorry, but if you don't take the initiative and you're pissed because your upline doesn't invest in you, that's on you. If you're mad because your upline doesn't do one-on-one calls with you or doesn't message you every single day or doesn't praise you, take a hard look in the mirror and ask yourself, am I doing what I should be doing so my upline does help me? If you're not hitting Success Club or even on the board for Success Club, if you're not posting, if you're not doing your 3 vital behaviors, then you cannot blame your upline for not being there to support you. We've given you the resources, and if you don't think you have the resources, you're not looking in the team page and where you need to look. Quit waiting for others to tell you what to do. And I like to relate it back to a job. If your boss gave you a task, like for example, your task for Beachbody is to hit Success Club 5 every single month. If your boss gave you a task and you knew that when you joined that job, like when you became hired or whatever, would you expect your boss to tell you every single month you need to do this? And would you expect your boss to be understanding when you didn't make it happen? Chances are you probably wouldn't have a job anymore. I know it stings, but sometimes we need to hear this. And the last one, are you doing the work that is equal to the success that you want? Are you putting in the time that you need to be successful? Are you doing the steps that you need to be successful? Have you been reaching for the same goal for the last 4 or 5 months and you haven't hit it yet? Chances are you are not putting in the time to be as successful as you want to be. It's one thing to be like, you know what? I really don't want to work the business. I sell a challenge pack. That's cool. If not, what else? But it's another thing to have a team underneath you and be like, I'll dabble in this a little. I'm sorry, but the minute you have a coach underneath you, you need to be 100% there for them, which means you need to lead by example and you need to put in the work to become successful in your business. I didn't reach 3-star and 2-star and 2-star and all of our other business centers by just sitting back and relaxing. I busted my ass. I spend a lot of nights up on my phone working, answering questions. I spend a lot of nights up at midnight because my West Coasters are messaging me and I know that's the only time that we can chat. Spend a lot of time doing these team calls because I know that this will help you guys in the long run. I spend a lot of time on my business and guess what? I'm successful. Now it's time for you to ask the same thing. Are you putting in the time? And this was the hard part of the phone call. This was like the hardest part. But for some of you, this may be what you needed to hear. This may have been a hard reality check where you're like, Ashley, again, you're right. Like you're 100% right. Like I'm just giving excuse after excuse after excuse. I don't handle excuses well, and it's time for you to decide if you're going to push past those excuses. Let's talk about resources versus resourcefulness. There is no lack of resources, only a lack of resourcefulness. It is human nature to blame others for not being successful. My upline sucks. My network is small. I don't have the right training. I couldn't find the answers. Okay, one, who cares if your upline sucks? This is your own business and you have to take it into your own hands. If that's been your excuse of why you've been holding back, it's time for you to let that go and move past it and be successful. Reach out to your star upline if your upline's not there for you. But that is a really crappy excuse. Lindsay Matway had 0 upline success, and she's one of the most successful coaches in this business because she did not allow that to be excuse. My network was small. When I started coaching, I had maybe 400 friends on Facebook. I now have over 300 friends on Facebook and probably like 30,000 followers combined in all my social media outlets. That was not a valid excuse. I don't have the right training. Well, then you are looking in all the wrong places. There is an entire training headquarters on my website. There's an entire new coach training on my website. There is a Coach Basics in the Coach Online office. We run coach trainings every single month. So if you don't have the right training, you're not looking in the right places. I couldn't find the answer. Again, I'm going to call bullshit. FAQ, Google, team page. If you are coming to me asking me a question that you should know the answer to, I'm not going to answer that question for you. If you're going to your upline asking them how much the monthly fees are, you need to be going to FAQ. You should never be going to your coach asking them a question unless you've checked FAQ, team page, and Google. Those should be your 3 first steps. So you need to take the initiative to take your business and own it. It's not the resources that make you unsuccessful. It's your resourcefulness. If you are not using what's been given to you, it's on you for not being successful. So quit using the lack of resources as an excuse because honestly, it's complete bullshit and it's a rather shitty excuse. There are plenty of resources in this team. When I became a coach, there wasn't these resources. There wasn't team calls. There wasn't trainings. I didn't know what I was doing, but I figured it out because I wanted to be successful. You all have the ability to be a top coach if you're I can't even say that word. If you're resourceful, if you're willing to push back those excuses. Start with what you have and get the job done. This is going to sound rough, and y'all got a sneak peek of it on my Snapchat, but I really don't give 2 shits about aha moments. You can have a bajillion aha moments, but until you put those aha moments into action, they don't matter. I hear too many times, I had an aha moment today. Okay, great. I hope you do what you need to do. Or I had my aha moment last month. That's awesome. How many coaches did you add? How many Success Club points do you have on the board? Well, none and none. Well, then you probably didn't have your aha moment because I don't see it coming from that aha moment. Aha moments don't matter unless you have an effort moment and put it into action. And do me a favor. Don't wait till next week to start. Start today. If you're having that aha moment today on the call, then I better see you posting after this call and posting going forward. Aha moments do not matter unless you put in the work for them to matter. Do you guys want to know the secret to this business? Does anybody want to know the secret to this business on how to be successful? Does anybody know the answer without looking at the slide? The slide's already been up there, so it's not fair. Never mind. You can't answer that question. The secret to this business is Success Club. And you can disagree with me all day long and say you can be successful without hitting Success Club, but I'm going to disagree with you all day long. Beachbody has spent thousands upon thousands of dollars to figure out what helps their coaches be the most successful. And this is where Success Club came from. This business ends and begins and ends with Success Club. Now, if y'all don't like talking money, put me on mute because you're not going to like what I'm about to say. But I'm going to show you how. Let me just go over my notes and then I'll show you guys this in a second. But Success Club is the meter to determine your success in this business. I'm sorry, but it is. Your business will not grow if you're not hitting Success Club. Again, if you beg a differ, then we need to chat and let's compare your paychecks from 1 year to today of you not hitting Success Club and let's see where you're at. The higher Success Club points you have, the quicker your business grows. The lower Success Club points you have, the slower your business grows. So in March of 2015, so last year, I had 10 Success Club points. I had 10. I made $4,180 in March of last year. This year, I have 29 Success Club points and the month isn't over. So let's keep this in mind. We still have 1 more week of the month. I have made so far $6,000 this month and I still have 1 more week left of the month. Do you guys see a change? It's because my success numbers have grown. When you're hitting Success Club, you're adding new coaches. When you're hitting Success Club, you're helping new people. I know some people really hate to talk about Success Club and they think we don't care about helping people, but at the end of the day, you are helping people if you're hitting Success Club. That's why we say every month, help 3 to 5 people. If you get to Success Club 5, don't stop there. Too often I hear, well, I hit Success Club 5, so I'm done for the month. No, strive for 10. Do you know what the perks are? Perks are of hitting Success Club 10 when you're Emerald? Paid leads, really good paid leads. I strive for Success Club 10 every month in my business center, and I hit Success Club 5 every month in bills, and I try to get more. I've already have like a combined like 80 something Success Club points just for this year because I always push for more. I'm sorry, but at the end of the day, Success Club is what defines how successful you are in this business. So if you're like, I didn't hit Success Club 5 this month, so I'm going to go for next week. No, you still have a week left of this business and you can lock it in. I have seen coaches, Cara, Jill, Stephanie Parks, Lindsay Sessions, myself, we have hit Success Club on the last day of the month because we did not use it as an excuse of why not to go after it. I have seen people push until midnight to hit Success Club because it mattered that much to them and their business. If you're not making that push, then that shows me that your business does not matter to you and you are not investing in it. I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but Success Club is the secret to this business. And you can ask any top coach and they're going to tell you the same exact thing. Positivity will change your business. I hear too often, I don't attract business builders. They only want the discount. They're not working the business. Well, no shit, you're only attracting discount coaches because you're putting in that into your head all day long. If you're using that as an excuse of why you're not successful in this business, again, that's a crappy excuse. I have roughly 100 personally sponsored coaches underneath me. About probably 50% of them, maybe 40, 50 aren't active coaches. I could use that as an excuse not to work the business, but I'm going to focus on my other coaches that are working the business, that want to work the business. Do I forget about my discount coaches? Absolutely not. They're in my challenge groups. I'm still checking in on them. But I'm going to invest my time in those that are working the business. What you're putting in your head, that negativity, that's what you put into the universe. I hate negative people. I used to be the most negative person you've ever met. Like, people hated being around me because every sentence that came out of my mouth was me complaining about something. I changed that. I dove into personal development and I changed my mindset because that's what you have to do. If you're not positive in your mind, then you're not going to see positive things happening in your life. So, are you ready to get your shit together? And if this call didn't help boost you up, and I really don't know what else to do to help you. I love you, but I don't. So, what are we going to do to get your shit together? Two. I forgot one. Let's start with one. One, you're going to hit Success Club 5 every single month. Again, I don't do well, I've run out of people. I've hit Success Club for the last 27 months. I probably ran out of people a long time ago, but I don't let that bring me down. There are people that have hit Success Club 5+ for the last 51 months. You do the math. That's a really long time. So they don't let that excuse get there in the way. You have to hit Success Club 5 every single month. Say it's the last day of the month and you're like, whoa, I have 2 points. What do I do? Follow up, follow up, follow up. Reach out to Grandma Jean, reach out to Betty Sue, reach out to Cousin Allie. Pull in favors. I don't care what you do, but you got to hit Success Club. Just don't cheat the system. Like, don't make up a fake profile and pay with it with like a fake credit card. They'll find out. But call in favors, reach out, adding to your network, doing like a 5-day like clean eating group. So that way at the end of it, you could really introduce Shakeology and Beachbody. 2, I'm giving you guys a goal to add 2 coaches a month. That's not a lot. And you probably want to punch me in the face for saying that, but that's not a lot. If you're inviting 3 to 4 people every single day, hold on, I got to bust out my calculator because I need to do some math. Hold that thought. Keep holding that thought. So we're going to say there's 30. If you're inviting 4 people a day, that's 120 people a month. 2 people are bound to say yes if you're answering their objections and you're not just saying, okay, sounds good, I'll talk to you later. Because if you're saying that, you're going to keep getting objections. 3, you need to train your coaches to hit Success Club 5 and lead by example. So for my coaches that have a team underneath them and you're preaching Success Club and you're not hitting Success Club, why would they want to hit Success Club? It would not be right of me to be like, you guys need to hit Success Club. And then I just sat back here and occasionally hit it. No, I have to lead by example. If I tell you guys to add coaches, I better be adding coaches. If I tell you guys to do your power hour, I better be doing my power hour. If I tell you guys to hit Success Club, guess what? I better be hitting Success Club. You have to lead by example. Stephanie Parks, I'm in her team page, and she is posting her BAT every single week so she can train her team, and she's leading them by example. She's asking them to post their BAT. If she wasn't posting hers, she said, hey, post your BAT, her coach would be like, well, why? You're not posting yours. She's a prime example of leading by example. 4, your vital behaviors every single day. I don't care if it's a Sunday and you want to take the day off, you still need to do your vital behaviors. Get your PD in, be proof of the product. If it's a rest day, drink your Shakeology and post about it. And 3, invite. I know some days we just want to take it off because we're like, I can take life off. I'm sorry, but unless you have quit your job and you are matching your income of what you made before, you can't take the day off. You have to invite. It takes 5 minutes to send an invite. 5 minutes to invite 4 people. Unless you're making it super complicated, you can do that. Go in the bathroom, have your me time, and send out those 4 invitations. If you're a mom, lock yourself in the laundry room so your kids can't find you and send out those 4 invites. And last, don't make excuses. And guess what? At the end of the month, you're going to repeat this all over again. It's time to get it together, guys. I don't want to hear anymore. Well, you know what? It's okay. We really rocked it in March or January and February, so we can take March and April off. No, this is the time that we have to push forward. This is the time that we have to be going. If we want to be an elite team, if you want to be a diamond coach, if you want to walk across the stage at Summit, if you want to be recognized, you got to get it together, and you need to do the things that you need to do, and you need to get past the excuses. I know sometimes this is really, really hard to hear, but it's the truth, and it's what you need to hear. So I'm going to leave it open for 15 minutes. Does anybody have any questions? Do any of my diamonds have anything to add? Anything that I missed? Is anybody like, Ashley, I hate you. I'm sending in my cancellation papers tonight. Peace out. If so, I'm really sorry. I love you and best of luck. Or are we just all going to be really silent and just stare at me? Darla wants to talk to me.
Hi, Ash.
Oh, I just muted you. Go ahead, Darla.
Hey, everybody. So I'll be the first to admit that I really haven't been doing too good the last couple of weeks. I don't have any Success Club points yet, and this is the first since I've started that I haven't locked in Success Club 10. I think I've been locking in Success Club 10. My husband, I guess, a couple of weeks ago, basically like took the wind out of my sails. I thought he was believing in what I was doing, and I guess now he's having his doubts. So that kind of discouraged me, and then he wanted me to spend more time with the kids, less time on my cell phone, so I really wasn't doing my vital behaviors, and it's really showing. And I just kind of got into a funk, and I just really need to get out of it, and this call really helped. I really do, like Ashley said, I need to lock myself in the laundry room or the bathroom and just take that time to invite people, because I can tell, my weekly income, it wasn't as high as I know some people's are, but it was like maybe a couple hundred a week, and now maybe it's like $30-$40 a week because I haven't been doing anything. So it's definitely a wake-up call. And I'm going to lock in Success Club 5 by next week. Anyway.
You got this, girlfriend. So what I suggest is, I know it's sometimes hard with spouses. So my Bill's always kind of been supportive, but like in the beginning, he was like, can you get off your cell phone? Like, let's spend some time together. And I was like, okay, fine. But what I suggest is, John, that's his name, right? John?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would sit down with him and show him what you were making when you were putting in the time. Show him, be like, this is what I was making. And it's because I was putting in the time, and let him know, like, have that talk like I talked about, and be like, I'm doing this now, so later down the road, I don't have to do this. Because I have those moments. I took all day off yesterday to go ridiculously house hunting, which we did not find anything, and to spend time with my husband. And guess what? I was able to do that because I made those sacrifices in the very beginning. So I would really sit down and have a huge heart-to-heart with him, and just like show him, be like, this is what happened when I took time off, and look at like how it's dropped, and look at what I can help and prepare for our future and our children. I'd really have that heart to heart with him.
Yeah. Thank you.
You got this, girlfriend. You have a whole team behind you, and you are like so close to diamond and so close to hitting your goals. And I know that you can do it. You got to find that faith inside of you again and find that fire that you had. You got this.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Does anybody else want to be brave in chat? Anybody? Anybody? Anybody?
Oh,
Hi, Cara. You're on my other screen.
I think there's something wrong with my video. It won't let me be a human today. I don't really know why. But I'm here. I just kind of wanted to brush on in not dwelling in your excuses and kind of what Darla was talking about, a funk. So like in the fall of last year, I was going through some personal stuff. And I mean, we all do. If we waited to not go through personal stuff, we would die before we did anything. And it kind of put me in a funk, and I was going through the motions, but there's a huge difference between going through the motions and kind of enjoying what you're doing. So kind of in all of this, I wanted to talk about, especially when you were talking about like business builders and what you put into your mind is what comes out. And so even though I was going through the motion and doing the exact same things, sorry, somebody went crazy driving, and doing the same things, I wasn't seeing the same result because in my mind, I was still in that funk. So as hard as it is to snap out of this, and I thought this call was so perfect and so great for every single one of us, no matter where we are in our business, you have to remember why you're doing it and the positivity behind it. Because if I stop and think, oh my gosh, I want to be 1-star. Oh my gosh, this is where I want to be. I'm not there. This sucks. Let me send out some invites. I need to get there. This sucks. If I put it in that kind of mindset, I'm not going to get where I want to go. But if I think like, I can help all these people and this is going to be the result and this is my goal and this is so amazing that I get to do this and send those out, I swear it's just like when they talk about like cancer patients and everything, positivity will change everything about your life because I'm doing the same things, but my results now are so much different than what they were in the fall. So I just kind of wanted to say that.
Thank you. And it's so true. I'm going to share something with you guys real quick. And I shared this in another group I am with coaches. So today was like a big day for my business. Like I woke up, I was super excited. I hit 3-star and I hit 2-star and I was so pumped. But I checked my coach online office and I dropped. This was my last week of 4-star qualifying. I don't know if you know how it works, but to be a star diamond, you have to hold, your diamonds have to hold it for 6 consecutive weeks. I was in my last week of being 4-star diamond and it dropped. All because I did not check my CBC because I was dying on the couch last night and one of Bill's coaches went inactive. I was crushed. I was pissed. I was on the phone with coach relations hoping they somehow screwed something up. I was mad. And I told Bill, I said, I'm not even excited about these milestones that I've hit in my business because of this one thing. But I had to snap out of that very quickly because if I let that bring me down and I let that define me as not being a successful coach, then I was absolutely ridiculous. You will have moments where you drop rank. You will have moments where you have returns. You will have moments where your coaches drop rank. But you can't let that bring you down. I don't know if that went along with what Cara is saying. I was kind of thought it did. Maybe it didn't. But what I'm saying is there will be moments where this business sucks and things happen that are out of your control. We've all had it. But if you let that stop you, it's just another excuse. So if I let myself dropping that qualifying in the very last week bring me down and be an excuse to quit working my business, then I forgot every single reason of why I'm a coach. Things will happen, but you got to stick it out. Anybody have any questions or anything else to add? Any of my diamonds or anybody?
I do.
I do.
Hi,
Morgan. I was just thinking about how you were saying about sacrifices and how sometimes we're just scrolling or doing nothing. And to me, that really stood out because I know that there's a lot of times that we waste time. And I think just if I really focus in, or just all of us, on what we do in our wasted time, or maybe we don't think it's wasted time, but we put too much time into a certain thing that isn't going to help our business grow. Like I know for me, it's talking to my mother every day on the phone for an hour and a half. Like I love my mother, but I probably could cut it down to maybe like half an hour and spend an extra hour on my business. So that was just something that when you pointed out the sacrifices like that, sometimes we don't realize in what areas we can make sacrifices.
And it's so true. I mean, and it's hard sometimes for people to think, like for people that, I think it's Jasmine. I don't know if Jasmine's on. Is Jasmine here? My other Jasmine. Jasmine, nope, she's not here. Jasmine gave up soccer for her business, and Jasmine loves soccer. Like that's her thing. And she said she gave it up because she knows right now it's worth it, and in the long run she can play as much soccer as she wants, but that's what she had to do right now to work her business. So that just goes to show like there are things that we have to sacrifice sometimes, and it sucks, but I promise it's worth it in the end. And I'm not saying you can't enjoy life and that every single waking moment has to be Beachbody, but unless you have a structure you got to sacrifice some things. And I hope you guys know that everything I say comes from my heart because I care about you and I love every single one of you and I want you all to be successful. If I didn't want you guys to be successful, I wouldn't do team calls. I wouldn't spend hours on them. I wouldn't do trainings. I wouldn't be here. But I care about you guys and I know that you guys can be successful. But you have to believe in yourself. And I really have to cough really, really bad. So with that being said, does anybody else have anything else to add before I let you guys go?
I do.
Yes. Who is that?
It's
Where are you?
Lindsay. It's Lindsay.
Oh, you're on my other screen. There we go.
Oh, hello.
I just wanted to remind everybody to get out of your own head, because I don't mean to make it sound like it's super easy, but it's just not that hard either. So I'm sure you saw me post in the team page like incessantly over the past week. Like, I only have 2 success club points, and by now I usually always have 10. And that could have seemed like so much, like, oh my God, I have no conversations going, like I have nothing, but I need to get success club 10. It's not that hard. Like, I've spent like a little bit of time and like I really ramped it up, but it's not like you cannot do it. Like, everybody here can do it. It's just not that hard. So get out of your own head and making it seem like, oh my God, there's no way I can ever do that. Like, just tell yourself there's no way I can't do it and see how that feels.
And it's so true. And sometimes it's easy to get caught in our own head. And Lindsay was the one that kicked me off the call. So blame her for our second redo. It's okay. I forgive you. But if I offended anybody on this call, if I hurt your feelings, know that wasn't my intention. Just know that this comes from a place of love and care, and that I know that you guys can do so much. But you got to believe in yourselves and know that I'm here any time of the day. I may not answer you right away, but I am always here. So we can do this. So let's make a commitment that we're going to give it our all for the next week. We have until next Thursday. I don't know what. I think we have until Thursday. I think that's when this month ends. Till Thursday. So let's make it happen. Let's make that push. And then I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret of what me and the other Diamond coaches have been working on for April. In the month of April, we are focusing on the basics. And I really have to cough again. So what do I mean by that? I mean that every single day there will be a post in the team page, and I will be asking you for your 3 vital behaviors, 4 if you count recognition. I'm also going to do a post every Thursday where I'm asking for your BAT. If you have not started using the business activity tracker, let's get in the habit of using it today. You can find them in the team page or in the Coach Online office. We will also have videos explaining the importance of the vital behaviors, and we will give you topics like for one post a day. So like on Thursday, it may be Throwback Thursday, where you like talk about how your life has changed since Beach Shoddy. On Sunday, it may be presenting the business and doing a call to action to inviting the business. But we are going to focus on the basics, because too often I think we like want to hit these goals, but we forget that we have to do the basics to hit those goals. Like, that's how it happens. So I'm excited for April, but we can't think about April until March is over. So let's commit. Let's say we're all in, and let's do this. You guys got this. We are one hell of a team, and this is our year. So let's set ourselves out and show everybody that we mean business. So with that being said, I will see you on a couple minutes after, but you guys have a great night, and thanks for hopping on, guys.